Hello and welcome to a special edition of the short Vort. This week we will have the annual Yahrzeit edition in memory and zechus of Imi Merasi, Gittel Bas Moshe, of my mother's passing so many years ago already. Time flies by. It should be a zechus for her. I would like to discuss briefly on the upcoming holiday of Pesach, as well as the Parsha of Tzav, and then I recently came across the notes of the Hesped that I gave at the Levaya of my mother. I thought that it could be a good lesson to share this year. So beginning with Pesach in Haggadah, Rav Schwab points out, Baruch HaMakom Baruch Hu, blessed be the omnipresent one, blessed be he, Baruch Shanasan Torah Lamo Yisrael, blessed be the one who gave the Torah to his nation Yisrael, Baruch Hu, blessed be he. He says it's an interesting entree, an interesting opening for Yisipur of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the telling of the story of Egypt, and I think he's keying on the words of Hamakom, the omnipresent, because we also find this word used in other places as Hamakom Yinachem. When it comes to filling in when someone has a loss, we say Hashem should comfort the mourners, Hamakom Yimalech Esroncha, or Hamakom Yirachem, the omnipresent shall show mercy on you. So he explains that the lesson is that anytime we feel some absence, something missing, that it seems like Hashem is not there, Hashem is really there, and this is the comfort that he's giving, that Baruch HaMakom Baruch Hu, Baruch Shanasan Torah Lamo Yisrael, that he is always there for us, even at times when it doesn't seem like he might be so present, because Hashem is everywhere and at all times. And it's something to remember as far as that Hashem is always there for us, which fits in to the Parsha of Tzav, which is a Parsha of Korbanos. In Perek Zayin, Pasuk Yud Beis, it says in the Pasuk, Imalatoda Yakrivenu, if he shall bring a thanksgiving offering. So Parsha Tzav is a great time to remember and appreciate everything of what Hashem does, but it's also important to appreciate those important people in our lives, to express the gratitude to those, whether they're still with us or they're not with us. Of course, the parents, who else can do we owe more gratitude amongst people than our parents? It's our parents who teach us how to act and so much more. So as the years fly by, it's been so many years already, this is based on the notes that I found from the Levaya. Eshes Chayil Miyimsa, a woman of valor who can find. So every Friday night, as we sang the song after Shalom Aleichem, we could not help but realize how appropriate these Pesukim were for our mother. She was a true Eshes Chayil. And I'd like to point out just a few Pesukim and how they applied to her. Batach Bale Bala. Her husband trusted her. Our parents were a team, and they had total faith in each other, in running a household or on paddleball court. Gamalasu Tov Velo Ra. She did good and not evil. Kol Yemei Chayeha, all the days of her life, a life that was too short. Our mother was always Osek B'tzibur, involved with the community, either on the shul phone squad, or as its secretary, or as a yeshiva class mother, or a pushka committee, or a seller of fundraising store certificates. If those of you in Muncie remember the Pathmark certificates, which also my grandparents were well known to be there. And just a couple of days this week, also a couple of days before my mother's Yahrzeit, this is my grandfather, my Zaydi's Yahrzeit, Olav Shalom. Yitzchak Isaac ben Avram Chaim Dov. Oz v'hadar levusha, strength and dignity were her clothing. what really impressed me over the last few months of her life was that never, not once, and this is not an exaggeration, did my mother ask why did she become ill. Yeah, perhaps she said something to my father, but as far as I was there for the last few months, Hashem made my work become a show availability for her. Rather, she chose to, so instead of asking why she became ill, she chose to fight the disease. And at times she served as our support and not the other way around. And even the last few months, she found the willpower to summon her strength and appear well whenever she had guests. Piha paska v'chachma. She opened her mouth with wisdom. Her advice was sound on both secular and Torah topics. Last night, for example, we're talking the night of the Patira, our father gave us personal messages written by our mother a month ago. And what stood out was her insight into the personality of each of us and the love that she expressed and her tone in guiding us for the future. V'toras chesed al lishono, a system of kindness, was on her tongue. Our mother taught us midos tovos and encouraged us to be doers and helpers, to be there for our community, friends, and family. And if I may add, that the outpouring of kindness shown during this time has been tremendous from family and friends, and has also been an example to us. That's just an underlying trait running through our family, the midah of chesed. We all would much rather be givers than receivers. And though he wouldn't want me to mention it, my father has already called the hospital to donate leftover medicines for those who cannot otherwise afford them. So those were some of the notes with some tweaks as I spoke from the Hesped given at my mother so long ago. Maybe a zechus for her and a zechus for us. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful Shabbos, a wonderful Pesach. I mean, we share simchos with the Bias Agula and Techiyas Amesim Bekarov.